Hello everyone, my name is Jamila and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to be doing a series of the sun in all the houses, so ranging from the first house into the 12th house. So feel free to look at my other videos, at my other contents in regards to synastry and just natal positions in astrology. But first and foremost, I want to start off by talking about an introduction to the sun and synastry. So in astrology, the sun shines its light on the house it occupies. But we must be mindful that whilst the sun can energize and enlighten, it also has the power to cause harm. So for example, just like how plants can thrive under direct sunlight, not all will flourish, some will wither and die, So for an example, a cactus plant will thrive in direct sunlight, whilst a spider plant will not do well in direct sunlight. It will literally shrivel up. So my point here is to take into consideration that there are both positives and negatives when it comes to, the sun and where it's positioned in a house in synastry. So like with most things, there's an opposite and then there's also a balance that needs to be harnessed when it comes to the sun's energy and its effectiveness. All right. So each house in astrology represents a different facet, of life. And of life. And the sun's impact can widely it can impact us depending on its placement, and what house it is positioned in regards to synastry. But most importantly, as I'm sure you may, or maybe you aren't, or you are aware, that when it comes to looking at an individual's synastry, first and foremost, we have to look at the individual's chart to gain a deeper, in-depth understanding of how this will play out, because everyone's situation will play out differently, even if there are similarities in regards to synastry, because no one's chart is the same. Even for twins and triplets, it's going to be different. Okay, seconds, minutes, it all makes a difference. Okay, so anyway, so to give you an example, for instance, now say the sun is in the first house in synastry. This can illuminate one's identity and self-expression, fostering confidence and personal growth. However, it can also lead to an overemphasis on the ego, because the sun is the self, the sun is ego. So this can have an emphasis on, again, the ego and someone's self-importance, So, with that example, with it being in the first house, it can be a case of the sun being self-absorbed, being selfish, Whilst on the other spectrum of it, it can be someone boosting someone's ego, because we all have an ego, but some of us, we have an ego that sometimes it is non-existent, and we all need to have a certain level of a healthy ego. But anyway, now in the 7th house, the sun can bring warmth and vitality to partnerships and relationships, because this is the 7th house. It's ruled by Libra, Venus. So with this dynamic in the 7th house, it encourages mutual understanding and cooperation, meeting in the middle, because that's balance, that's the 7th house. But yet it may also introduce power struggles or an imbalance of attention between two partners. Okay, sorry, between partners, shouldn't say two partners. Anyway, likewise in the 10th house, the sun can energize one's career. It boosts. Okay, but like I said, it can also be an indication of finish off first. Like I said, it can boost one's career, the public image, the driving ambition and success. But on the other hand of it, it can also lead to workaholic tendencies, a relentless pursuit of status at the expense of one's personal well-being, of the other, because this is synastry, so it's the interaction of the other. And then, so my point here is that by being aware of these dynamics, it can help us to navigate the interplay of energies in the astrological charts. So, just like with all things, it's just understanding the dual nature of the sun's influence, and it allows, us to maximize its benefits, but also mitigating the potential drawbacks. So looking at the pros and the cons, the negatives and positives, or, because there's always a shadow side to each house and where one planet is, but we're talking about the sun. So we're embracing both the light and the shadow aspects of the sun placements. So it can lead potentially to a more holistic and fulfilling experience. So with you understanding this introductory to how it can play out, so you understand that with all the 12 houses from the 1st to the 12th, there are positive and there are negative. So things won't always play out in the most beautiful or in the most amazing dynamic. It all depends on what's going on with your chart and how you and another individual's charts interact. But without further ado, let me jump in to the sun and the position of the house I'm talking to for this audio. Sun in the 10th house synastry indicates a very powerful and significant connection, particularly in the realm of career, public image, and life goals. So when one person's sun falls into the 10th house of another natal's chart, it does often bring a sense of mutual respect and admiration, because this is one's midheaven. This is how someone is seen in the public eye. So the sun person may inspire the house person to achieve their ambitions and shine in their professional life. So the sun always illuminates whatever house it falls in regards to synastry, and obviously, of course, in the natal chart. So the sun may very well see some traits, some skills that the house person could integrate or convert into some sort of career. Maybe maybe the sun person sees the house person has some gifts. For example, the sun could notice that the house person decorates their home in a particular way. Maybe the house person often moves the objects in their home around, redecorating furniture, moving it, and so forth. So then the sun would be like to the house person, you could do what's that? I was just speaking about this the other day. Like home decor. Is it what is that word? The penny is just not dropping right now. What's that word? That role, that position, is it home? I was just sorry, guys. I think on an intuitive level, you probably may know what I'm talking about. Is it a home? It's not coming. Someone that goes to people's homes and they decorate for them, not painting, but they buy furniture and they do it up. It's not coming to me, but you probably know what I'm trying to say. So they could then convert that into a skill where they make money. They build a career of that. So that's how the sun person can inspire the house person to achieve their ambitions and to shine in their professional, life. So this placement can create a dynamic where the sun person acts like a mentor or a guide. This can also be someone that is like a father figure, because it's the 10th house as well. Someone with traditions where they build like a foundation for you. And the sun person can help the house person to realize their potential and to seek recognition and success. So the sun person is like a cheerleader when it comes to the house person's career. And their success, pushing them and encouraging them and, so and inspiring them. So both individuals may find themselves drawn to one another through shared aspirations and a desire to build something significant together. So these people, just like the second house as well, because these are both earth houses, these individuals could build a legacy, generational wealth. For example, these people could both be bloggers, right? Or they could both be, I don't know, maybe they are competing in the Olympics. Maybe the sun person is a sprinter or runner, and then the house person could be also a runner, and then they come together, and they both push one another in the same career field. And it doesn't have to be the same career field. There just could be like an interlink. So for example, this could be a situation where one person is a surgeon and then the other is a nurse, and they both have that common goal to be of service, to change people's lives. That's their goal, because they care. But yeah, and this connection can be very visible to others, and it can gain a lot of attention because it is the 10th house. So these people will often be seen. It's, it's highlighted, it's illuminated. And sometimes people will look at them and be like, what are you guys doing together? What do you guys, how did you guys even come together? Because it could be a very unusual pair, but at the same time, they complement one another. And because this is the 10th house, like I mentioned earlier, this is where the whole admiration comes, because they admire you. You're something, or not something, you're someone of significance. And you don't even have to be someone that's popular. They just see you. They have you on a bit of a pedestal, I guess, because this is someone's midheaven. So it's a very important and it's a very important position, But it's also very important that the people involved, balance between, there's like a balance between the personal relationships and the professional relationships and their personal personas, because that way it will ensure that the relationship remains healthy and supportive, because you don't want it to all be about your professionalism, You want to make sure that you separate the two, because, worst case scenario, you both could, or one could become self-consumed with their image, that they forget to attend to the emotional needs of the relationship. Because, you do want to grow professionally as a team, but you also want to grow in a relationship as well. So you have to make sure that you balance the two. But also in this aspect too, the sun energy illuminates the house person's path, offering clarity and confidence. The sun person, they see into the 10th house's needs and attributes and are able to guide them and assist them, So this could also be like a obviously I mentioned earlier the whole mentor and guide. So this could be like a teaching position where someone is able to offer you guidance and advice of where to, how to evolve on your career journey as well. But this is a very powerful position because these people can achieve great things together. Such great things together, and they could end up blowing up, receiving a lot of fame and becoming public figures to a wide audience, and with this position you have to be very careful, because although you're not responsible for the public, you have to understand that you do influence people, for the better or for worse. So as long as the two people here are mindful of each other's needs and they maintain a mutual respect for one another, and both the individual contributions, you can expect total harmonious growth. It'll be cool. It'll be I don't want to say it's going to be difficult, but it'll be smooth. It will create a more smooth transition, by respecting both's individual contributions, because you both contribute to this path in career. Now, this alignment can often lead to a partnership where both individuals grow and thrive individually and collectively. So you can either grow together, or one will be able to boost you. The sun will boost you up, so you grow individually. But of course, with every aspect, if wherever this happens in each house, regardless if it's the 10th house or any house, but we're talking about the 10th house. So, I'm focusing on that. Communication is always key, and it's very crucial to communicate openly and support each other's dreams and endeavors. Because the sun may project what they feel is ideal onto the house person. So the sun person may be like, well, I think you should do this. I believe this will be best for you. But although sometimes we can have someone's best interest at heart, sometimes what you believe to be their best interest is not ultimately what they should be doing. I was the same thing, but and sometimes the house person can lack direction, and but we all have free will, right? So whilst the sun person can advise and be like, this and whatever, ultimately it takes two to tango as well. And the sun needs to bear in mind, not to be too harsh as well, be kind with the words, even if you don't agree with what the house person is doing career-wise, you need to respect the decisions. And if you feel like it's something that you can't rock with, then, you're free to move on. You don't have to be in this interaction with the house person. And also, the house person may realize through the sun that they are not happy in their career, and the sun will give the house person the confidence to change or end a particular career or position and move on elsewhere. And the sun person will support the house person, most definitely. And this could be also I wanted to mention too, this could also be an interaction of where two people, relationship wise, where you build a family business together, whether it could be a catering business, where one's doing the cooking and then one's doing the advertising, sharing the load and all of that. But it's very important to celebrate each other's success and to offer encouragement during challenges so that you can foster a relationship that is both fulfilling and enduring. But moreover than anything, this aspect can amplify the strengths of both individuals and encourage them to take bold steps towards their goal, because you feel empowered, because the 10th house is power, it's public figures. So these people feel powerful being around each other. They just feel they feel like a sense of status, even if they're not someone that's in the limelight. You just feel bold and you feel 10-10 as well. So whether you're collaborating together or not, it's important that you support one another and you respect each other's field of work. And this connection can be very transformative as well. And the sun's warmth and vitality infuse the relationship with energy, and it makes it a very productive. It's very productive, but also joyful. And try and make sure you have fun as well, because this is the 10th house, and Capricorns can be serious. And try not to push one another to the point that you burn each other out, because this can become like a workaholic vibe where you both are just so ambitious. Or the sun as well, try not to push the house person beyond the beyond a point where they're just, they're just burned out. And make sure the responsibilities are shared as well. But the most important thing here is to understand that this is a very powerful partnership. And when two people come together with shared visions and a commitment to mutual growth, the possibilities are limitless. But just make sure that you're nurturing the connection with care and understanding. Because ultimately you can build a future that reflects the highest aspirations and values as well. But yeah, this is a nice interaction to have. But of course, this is just a general theme. It could all be different and play out differently depending on if you've got more planets in the 10th house, like the moon or Mars, or Jupiter. If Jupiter is here, it will expand things, so be careful, because although Jupiter can expand things, it can go either way. It can be extreme in whatever it is. But I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to crack on with Sun in the 11th house. But all the best, guys, and take care. Bye.